You are now listening to Oversaturated, the podcast, hosted by Johnnie and Ralph. Now let's get it.
Welcome to another episode of Oversaturated, the podcast, where we discuss music, movies, pop culture, and everything in between. I'm Johnny.
And I'm Ralph.
Welcome to episode number 168.
You sure it was 168?
Yeah, man. 168.
168. I am Celestial Segue this week.
Oh, that's what's up, man. Look, all new listeners, please follow us on all social media. Facebook, just search Oversaturated the podcast. Twitter is Oversat Podcast. Instagram is Oversat the Podcast. And our email is oversatpodcast@gmail.com. And please be sure to check out our website, oversatthepod.com. Anything you need to know about OS is there.
Yes, sir. And if you want to follow us individually, I am the Mind of Ralph on Instagram and Twitter.
On Twitter, I'm JON 2_ the letter B. On Instagram, I'm JBS_ESL_AAMU. Holla at us. Ralph. Listen, pre-production was funny. That's why why we came in this laughing.
We stumbled into this one. Well, I stumbled into this one. Hey.
Oh, man. Hilarious.
But Johnny, brother,
yes,
friend,
pal.
how you doing, man?
I'm good, man. Survived Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
It was pretty good. It was pretty good. Real light, not too much. Just hung out with some family, cousins I haven't seen most of the year actually. So it was good just to catch up, see how everybody's doing, and it was cool. Watched football and two out of three good football games. I was just like, all right, this is cool.
Yeah.
Didn't do any Black Friday shopping because I'm cool on that. I might do some Cyber Monday shopping.
Man, paying forward eliminated that whole Black Friday shit. I don't care about none of that. I don't care about none of them shits now. I don't care about none of that.
It's crazy because, like, at least the last few years, if I'm doing, like, Cyber Monday, Black Friday, it's to get, like, Christmas gifts for my family. Like, like the things that I want for myself, if I want it, I'm just going to go get it during the year. So I'm not really doing much shopping for myself during that time.
I feel you. I feel you on that, man.
So hey, how you feeling?
I'm feeling great, man. I'm feeling like a champion. Hold on.
Man,
East St. Louis Senior High School went back on the mountaintop, baby.
Talk about it.
Champions. Talk to us nice. Restore the terror, baby.
Let's go.
We back.
Let's
we
go.
back like we never left. Okay.
No, not that. They thought we couldn't make it back. You know what I'm saying? We only been dominating the state of Illinois in high school football for how long? It's been a minute.
Our first state championship was in the year 1979.
Okay.
Amassed the 10th state championship yesterday. So 10 since 1979 is pretty remarkable.
It's dope.
And just salute to Coach Sunkett and what he's been able to kind of restore and build on the shoulders of Bob Shannon. Salute to those players, salute to those coaches, because he does like bring in a lot of former players, and things like that to kind of help aid his coaching staff. So, hey man, salute to them kids, man. Salute to Pops Battle, salute to Tyron Martin, salute to Paris Patterson, salute to Miles McVay, salute to the Hope, I think it's the Hope brothers. Like salute to them, the Reyes, the safety. I see you, my boy.
Talk about it.
They been 57-7 in the state championship game. Talk to us nice.
Got it done,
and
baby.
This is and this is why us as East St. Louisians take so much pride in our teams and things like that, because we're always written off because of where we're from. East St. Louis, the current population is 18,000 people. Mm-hmm. Crazy, right?
Right.
So for us to have a storied history, especially in the state of Illinois, when it comes to sports and things like that, and the pros that we produce. I mean, hey, it is what it is. You're talking about a city that's always been black. It's always been downtrodden. It's always been talked about the education system. It's always been talked about because of the poverty. It's always been talked about in those racial spaces like that. Like we can't do things that are great. And it's cool when they do it. It's a problem when we do it. Fuck them. Like that's, shout out to that's 2 times. But I just hate that like I take so much pride in my school, man. I take so much pride in my city, my area, and my family. You know, those types
Oh
of
yeah,
things, so.
big facts. Listen, man, just gotta give a huge shout out to Coach Sunkett again, the East St. Louis Flyers football team on winning their 10th state football championship, man. It's just dope. It's just City of Champions, baby. That's what we do.
Google us, baby.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
But-
89 blocks.
I know, but off of that.
Before we get off the dome,
Mm-hmm.
did you see, since we on the topic of football, the Bayou Classic was yesterday on NBC. Did you see the video of the guy that looked like he was rolling the blunt at the game?
It's bad because
Yo.
I actually wish he was just rolling the blunt.
Somehow lighting a rib with a lighter is more black than lighting a blunt.
Yes,
like
that's
that's insane.
That's why I said I'd rather have been the blunt. Like, you can't get no blacker than lighting a rib at an HBCU football classic on national TV.
And we're not talking about at the tailgate. This is in the stadium.
At the stadium.
This looked like homemade ribs on the grill. This wasn't a baked joint that they sell at the concession stand. He cooked it out on the outside and brought it in. He stuck it in. Yo,
I love us for real.
that was amazing.
I love us for real.
That was amazing.
I really do.
That was great. I just had to bring that up because that's shout out to Gremlin and Southern. They played in the Bayou Classic. Yeah, man, that was nuts. That was nuts. Anyway, you want to get to it, man?
Yeah, man, off the dome.
Off the dome. Got it? You want me to take it?
Yeah, it's kind of simple. It's kind of pretty much a yes or no type of question, right?
Okay.
Do you think, like sports pundits, and I'm just use Stephen A. Smith as an example, do you think he has like a ghostwriter, right? And the reason that I say this is because he's the company's $1 million man. He's the face of ESPN right now. Everything kind of goes and flows through him. So he talks about a myriad of sports.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how can you watch so many football games, so many basketball games, so many boxing matches, so many tennis matches, you know what I'm saying? All those things, and then maintain a lifestyle, regurgitate stats and things like that. I know they have producers and things like that, but it's just like, my boy, like, how do you do it? And I'm not necessarily shitting on him because it's more sports pundits than just him. But I'm just using him as an example because he's the most loud, he's the most boisterous. Mm-hmm. He commands the most money, and he commands the most attention because he's actually that good. Yeah. So, do you think, like, in that profession, like, people kind of give you bars? Like,
Absolutely.
Oh, okay.
Because for basketball and football, he probably got those on lock. Mm-hmm. Hockey, tennis.
Yeah, he doesn't talk about hockey, so
he doesn't?
No.
Okay,
like, they got people for that. They got people, and then it's like if he talks about like something has to happen in the NHL, like the niggas got to win 3 in a row or something. Like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to win championships 3 in a row. Like, all right, Stephen A. talking about it now. Like, you know
hey, that's funny.
That's
as hell.
usually how that goes.
That's
because,
funny as hell.
I mean, respect to all the other sports, but they don't move the metrics as far as like viewership when it comes to basketball and football. If you're talking about Americans,
oh yeah.
So that's why you can dominate just talking about basketball and football, and they'll be okay with that. But I was just like, I wonder how they do it because I'm often in awe. Mm-hmm. Like, how do you sit down and say you watched a 4-hour football game, then you turn to the next football game, and then it was a basketball game on that night, and you still have a family, you still have whatever to do, maintain your lifestyle. I'm often, and then you traveling, like, then not to mention you can be in Boston one day and then on site at some game or festival the next day.
Yeah. I mean, he probably has. You know how you and I we talk like off mic on the phone. Just a simple phone call to say, what's good, but then we end up talking about a myriad of other things. Yeah. He probably has people that he can call that, that are connected in the sports world that he can ask, like, hey, what's going on with the World Cup, so he can get his bars off about the World Cup or any, things like that.
Well,
is what
he
I'm
is
thinking.
An investigative journalist. Like, he does come from the newspaper. He wasn't always a talking head. So it is levels of having like sources and things like that. So I can see it, but it's just like, and then in the space where I kind of compared it to a ghostwriter, like ghostwriters speak out. Like, you know what I'm saying? So usually somebody would have came out and said, hey. And said such a thing because, in rap, if somebody writing your bars, eventually it'll get out there.
Right. But no, I 100% think he does. Yeah.
I got you.
That's not something I really thought about, but now that you bring it up, it's like.
Because it's like, think about how respect. You think how miserable you was just watching your Rams play, right?
Listen, man.
But imagine watching a mediocre game and then having to report about it. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, and then you don't know if a game is going to be mediocre before you watch it.
Right.
So you can be invested in this game. So how many games do you watch? Like, how do you catch the epic highlights? Like, how do you know? Like, it's like I'm often in awe.
Yeah. It's funny because he might watch. So you know how they had like the post game, like how they got the post game people that recap the games. He probably watching that. Getting the
Who
shit
knows? Because I'm just saying, like, they're like, oh, I watched the game, the whole game. And,
nah, you don't know what happened. 40 seconds left in all these games. It's no way. It's no way. And a lot of these games own at the same time anyway. And if you traveling, it's no way that you could watch all the games at the same time. Now, if he at the crib, he probably has multiple televisions where he can have, the joints on. But
people like him, we were saying on this way too long.
It turned into a good conversation.
Right, but this is the thing, right? Stephen A. doesn't get off days, right?
Right.
Like, he really doesn't. Like, yeah, he takes like a extended break, like probably in that down season where it's kind of like baseball and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
But usually, like, if something happened and it requires Stephen A.'s voice, he on Instagram Live immediately, or they're calling him immediately from the studio.
Yeah.
So he's never off. Like, he's never off. So I'm just like, and then, I think he gets paid up to like $10 million a year.
He better be on all the time.
He was falling asleep on TV one time. So,
damn.
So, they be working my man. But, then again, whether you love, hate him, or really don't have any indifferent feeling about it, you tune in for that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's something you really can't put money on.
Right. Invaluable, man.
Yep.
All right, dope off the dope. All right, so for mine, we talked. Me and Ralph, we was in the same venue last night, didn't see each other.
Crazy.
So we went to the 90s Jam last night. Shout out to James Biko for throwing that. And he has this part during the event because he holds these like 2 or 3 times a year. But he has a part in the event where he plays the iconic 90s TV theme show songs.
Oh.
Theme songs from the shows.
Okay.
So my question to you, of the 2 I'm about to name, which one is the better theme song?
Okay.
All That or Fresh Prince?
All That, because it's the hook. Like, catchy hooks go far. You know what I'm saying?
Got you.
That's why I would give it to All That. And I'm not saying necessarily it's just, it's way much better. No. It's just it gets the people going. It's provocative. That's why I would say All That.
No, that's real. And
then it was a kid's show. So like, you get brownie points for that because Nickelodeon was for the culture. Like, that's why.
It's true. All That, the theme, the song to All That, just it feels better. Like it feels like childhood.
Yeah.
And when you play that versus when you play Fresh Prince, it's just a better feeling.
Yeah.
Not saying it's a better song or anything. The feeling is just better.
It's tit for tat with that because, like, if you're talking about the rapping on Fresh Prince, it's storytelling, right?
Yeah,
That's pretty much what it is. Stories.
Exactly.
It's a story being told.
Yep.
But All That just gives you, like, it makes you feel bubbly.
Like when we talk about nostalgia, what real nostalgia is, the All That theme song definitely hits.
And I think because you can't get to All That in the way that you can watch Fresh Prince.
Awesome.
That's the other thing, too. Fresh Prince has been in syndication. Fresh Prince is on streaming. We got the reunion. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Fresh Prince, he's always in our debates and stuff like that. But All That, you got to YouTube it, but it ain't on streaming.
It's on Netflix.
It's on Netflix?
Mm-hmm. I've been watching it.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah.
That shows I don't be watching Netflix.
I just randomly saw it one day. I was like, oh shit. And so yeah. But nah, turn up. So yeah, man, that's off the dome. Let us know what 90s TV show theme song is better, All That or Fresh Prince.
Oh, yeah, and basically, do you think Stephen A. got a ghostwriter? Because I ain't have nobody else for that. Like, I ain't have no other examples. But
that's
OS Game, what's happening? What's up, family and kinfolk? We got a few topics here on the docket. I'm just happy to say that we don't have any sad news this week.
Man, what, for real?
The last 2 weeks been kind of wild.
It's been kind of crazy.
But, let's start here.
Okay.
Deion Sanders has been officially offered his first D1 job that we know of at the University of Colorado. Do you think Jackson State is in trouble? Johnny!
Well, first of all, we're not going to do Jackson State like that. They're D1 too.
Well, big D1.
Power 5.
Yeah, Power 5.
They in the Power 5? Big 12? Okay, got you.
We D1 AA, so, there's levels.
Okay. Well, all right. Anyway, neither here nor there, right? Well, this is a conversation that Ralph and I have been having on this platform for a while now. Well, probably since before Deion got hired at Jackson State. He has officially been offered a coaching position at a Power 5 school, which is what we predicted would happen, but maybe not this soon. Mm-hmm. I have mixed emotions. It's the same thing that I've been saying. It's like, what was Deion Sanders' true intention in taking the Jackson State head coaching position? Was it about bringing awareness to HBCUs, which, I mean, a lot of people feel like it is, but in the back of my mind, maybe not necessarily. I don't know. So I guess depending on what his decision is after the SWAC championship and after the Celebration Bowl, because I imagine that they're going to win the SWAC championship and the Celebration Bowl, we'll see what he decides. But like, I don't know. I have mixed emotions about this.
When I saw the headline, I was just like, okay. Like, because Colorado doesn't move the needle in that way when you're talking about any collegiate sports, right? Mm-hmm. I think probably the most famous person is Cordell Stewart. That came from Colorado. But then again, you're talking about in the 90s. So I really don't have much for that. It's like when they offered it to him, I'm like, okay, this is just a headline because it's not going to go anywhere. Like, he's not, I mean, if he were to build, I don't think it would be for them.
Got you.
That's why I was just like, I don't have anything for this. If it was his alma mater, maybe. Like, Florida State, throw him a bag, possibly. Like, if you start talking like, Nick Saban retired from Alabama, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it might be up there. Like, I don't know. But, like, Colorado, no. Like, it's kind of like, it's just one of them headlines. Like, I'm pretty sure they're not the first to offer him a job. So that's why I was like, why is this a headline? Oh. This is the thing. They don't make those things public when you're already under contract from another place. Like, you don't really hear about those things until the nigga leave. That's why, like.
But see, that goes to show how much I really know,
that's the thing. You don't really hear. Like, when those big white coaches or those coaches at those Power 5 schools get job offers, you don't hear about it until they actually get
because
leave.
I guess those types of deals are done behind the scenes.
That's why I was like,
negotiations are probably long as hell for the right amount and all that kind of stuff. So basically, what you're saying is he ain't going to Colorado.
No.
Look, I don't fucking know.
No, because the bag man brings you a bag of money. It's like, hey,
yo, that's funny as hell.
Don't coach my boys.
So
because I'll use this example, right? The coach at LSU, I forget his name, but he just Brian Kelly. Mm-hmm. He was coaching Notre Dame last year. We didn't know he got the LSU job until LSU announced it. Said, hey, Brian Kelly's our new coach. But he's still coaching at Notre Dame, though. So how does that work?
Nah, that's crazy.
So Colorado saying we offered him a job means absolutely nothing unless he's going to take the job.
Do you think, unless
these things don't come out until they're actually going to those places.
So do you think possibly, but it's Colorado, so you're saying no already. Oh. But I'm saying, do you think it's possible that he already accepted it? It just hasn't come out that he accepted it?
If he leave, this is the other thing too. Don't ever hustle backwards, right? You would never leave Jackson State for Colorado. I don't care how much money they think they got. Like, I gave you the blueprint of successful college football, right? Programs, right? Boosters, the alumni base, the willing to get recruits to come play for your school. I think University of Colorado is in Boulder. Okay. Okay. You're going to get. And you got to think about the hotbed of football recruits, right? Uh-huh. It might be some fire players in Colorado, I'm sure. Mm-hmm. You got to get these boys come from Florida, Texas, Alabama, Maryland, California.
No,
okay.
You potting now. No, you potting.
They going to Colorado?
Because that's not even where my brain went. But that makes sense.
It's deeper than rap. That's why I was like, no.
Yeah, you're not getting nobody from the South to go to Colorado.
Even though Deion is still Deion, you can get him to come to Mississippi. Because Texas, Louisiana, you can get him to hop, skip, and jump over.
Yep. But short flight, not too long of a car ride when you going to Mississippi from Texas, Alabama, Louisiana, those places. So that makes sense. And it's Deion Sanders in the South. It don't really get cold like that. If it snow, they gonna go crazy. But
Colorado though, like that. No respect to y'all though, like, but no, absolutely not.
hey yo, okay. So before we get off this, outside of I guess Alabama, because that would be like a shoo-in, I guess. What like other 1 or 2 Power 5 schools do you think Deion Sanders would immediately leave for? Outside of Alabama.
I mean, it was alma mater, Florida State. That's pretty much it. It'll be a Florida school or Alabama. I don't see, and this is the other thing. This school has to be willing to take on what Deion Sanders is. It's hard for me to say that with Alabama. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because the booster base, like, because that's pretty much gives you the funding for your football team. It's not the school.
True.
So if the booster base doesn't buy into what you put out, it's hard for you. It's like a uphill battle. Like, he can never go coach at Texas because the way they are, they ain't really rocking with black head coaches because they give them the hardest at the time.
Yeah.
Because of the alumni base. I mean, the booster base.
Got you. Listen, I know nothing about none of that. I just look. I don't know. I saw the headline. I was like, oh shit, that's crazy. We predicted this, but
no, I mean
it's Colorado. It's Boulder.
It's Boulder.
It's not even Denver.
That's a hustle backwards. I'm telling you.
We legal. We legal in Colorado. Hey. I think it was like the first or second state to legalize it, but that don't matter. That don't matter. Anyway.
Oh, man, that's wild. I have no great segue for this, but let's just talk about it. Jim Jones had a recent interview, and he explains why New York is in last place when it comes to rap, hip-hop, or whatever the culture may be. Johnny, what do you have to take away from this headline?
I thought Jim Jones was talking. I think this is a conversation that has been going on for a while when it comes to New York hip hop. Anyway, reading the article, he was saying the reason that New York is in last place is because they don't have unity amongst the artists. Not like you see definitely in the South, especially in Atlanta. Like all of those Atlanta artists, they collab all the time together. A lot of the elder statesmen in Atlanta hip hop, they signed the younger artists in Atlanta. Like, it's something that's been going on for close to 20 years now, right? Which is why they've been able to sustain being the heavy hitter when it comes to hip hop. So I completely agree with what Jim Jones is saying, and I think it's going to take a bigger artist that comes out of New York to start featuring with other New York artists in order to get that unity going. Because, I mean, Jim Jones has done it, but I don't think anybody really listened to his We Set the Trends Gangsta Grill that came out earlier this year. I don't think a lot of people listened to that. But he had a lot of unknown, at least to me, unknown New York artists on there. But I ain't hear nobody talking about that.
Yeah. It's easy for Jim Jones to say this now, but in his heyday, right? He was, collabing with all Southern artists, right? You can keep Jim Jones off of Walk It Out remix. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
So
shit, a lot.
I know
a lot of them.
So we have to. I don't know. This is such a nuanced conversation. I don't really know where to go with it. But Jim can speak on it. But Jim is part of the problem too. Like.
So I hear what you're saying, especially back then when, like you said, when he was jumping on the Walk It Out remix and all that. But today, like, do you think he's changed the tone, at least for himself today? Like, him and a lot of other New York artists, like, have they begun to feature with the up and coming New York artists, or either the New York artists that are popping today? Like, I still don't see that.
This is the thing, right? A lot of them, the not the littles, but just like the lessers than like the Jay-Z's, right? Like the Jim Joneses, the Jadakisses, right? They did a lot of collabs with Lil Wayne. They did a lot of Southern collabs, like Fat Joe was running down there with the South. Like, everybody was doing a lot of Southern stuff.
Because it was hot. It was hot.
But they had to maintain relevancy in some type of way. So I don't hear you saying New York, then. When the shit was like, y'all was losing grip. At first, Southern niggas can rap. Southern niggas this. Southern niggas that. Then, we gonna hop on these Southern niggas songs.
Yeah.
And then now they get a level of relevancy in the South that they never had before. That's outside of Miami, right? You get play in other spaces. Now, when, rap kind of has a dominant Southern sound just, across the board, or maybe not just the East Coast sound isn't so prevalent, now you want to be like, oh, we lost the feeling. Oh, we need to restore the feeling. No. Like, I'm not saying those things can't be true, but you should have stuck to your guns then. That's how I feel.
No, I got you, and I don't disagree with what you're saying. Mm-hmm. So I guess my question going forward is it possible for them to regain market share when it comes to hip hop?
Like, well, kind of, yes, maybe, possibly, I don't know. But the thing is, New York sound has changed, right? Mm-hmm. Because the people that sound the most traditional of what Griselda, they don't do really they do features, but I don't see them really like, I don't know. It's like they outside with it, so I can't say they don't collab with people.
True.
But why is it that they're not popping in the way that maybe like their predecessors were?
Good question.
Maybe because Drill's taking over New York, right?
Right. And I was going to say maybe because Griselda doesn't sound like current New York. They just sound like them.
Yeah.
They don't sound like the current New York state of hip hop.
And all the New York niggas beef with each other. That's the other problem.
That's the major thing right
there. That's the major thing, right? Everybody got a problem with Jay. Everybody got a problem with Nas. Everybody got a problem with a Wu-Tang nigga. Everybody got a problem with Dipset. Everybody got a problem with 50 Cent. Everybody got a problem with Fat Joe. So we can keep going. Everybody had a problem with D-Block. So, okay.
Damn.
So y'all spent so much time infighting amongst each other that the South just had unity amongst each other. And then, like, they always paid reverence to those that came before. You never heard T.I. talk goofy about UGK or, like, Scarface or nothing like that. Even though he came out and said he was the king of the South, which is crazy to say when Scarface was outside. But he laid claim to it, but he never was disrespectful to him.
True.
He always showed reverence to him. You can't get a New York nigga to show reverence to a nigga because it's dick riding.
There you go.
You can't do that. At least from my POV in my Midwestern state. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's how it's always been. But the Southern people pull themselves up by each other's bootstraps now. When they get hot, niggas might go a little left there. But you know what I'm saying? But when everybody trying to get on, that's why Atlanta has been such a stalwart. That's why New Orleans and Baton Rouge just came up. That's why Miami started to get his own thing popping outside of base. Like, people start working with each other.
I guess the mindset of the New York rapper has to change. Like, Cardi's what, New York, Jersey?
Yeah, New York.
So
she from the Bronx.
Maybe they should take a page out of Cardi's book, because Cardi has collabed with every woman, whether New York, Southern, whatever. She's collabed with everybody, and she show love like no matter what.
Yeah.
But like you were saying, the men in New York rap, They too hard. They beefing all day.
Everybody beefing.
You game bacon on bacon on breakfast. like that's the reason y'all can't really collab with each other, because y'all hate each other. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, and then y'all click up to beef with a nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like New York. The joint that Jada Chris went crazy on at the verses, right? That was a clap back at 50, right?
Damn.
So that's the only reason the shit was made.
No, that's
y'all wouldn't have made the shit before.
Right.
Y'all didn't think the city needed an anthem before.
Y'all
came together to beef with 50.
And so now that we actually like unpacking this, maybe they won't be able to like.
It's too far gone. Because even the We Set the Trends had Migos on it.
It did. No, it's
so,
true.
That was the best song on the shit.
That's why the whole album was titled that. And they got a remix with more Southern people. Wayne on there. Yo.
That's why I said Jim is the wrong nigga to say this.
That's
because
crazy.
Jim was.
See,
I'm not saying that New York people, East Coast people, I love y'all. Y'all can have it if y'all want it. Y'all just don't want it enough, clearly, because y'all OGs did this to y'all. So when the kids got it, because we don't move the needle in that way no more. Like, not our generation. It's over. It's done. That's why 21 Savage said that shit about Nas.
Right. Yeah.
That's why he said that shit.
It's true.
They don't move the needle. We don't buy records. We don't set trends. No, we don't. The kids got it. So if the kids got it, Pop Smoke would have had it. Rest in peace. 5-Year Foreign. All right. Who else is from the New York drill scene? I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know. Listen,
you
would know.
What's my girl Annie?
What's the
nigga? I'm feeling you. Niggas a munch. Like,
oh, Ice Spice.
I mean, she is a representation of New York rap, though. She's a drill artist.
Damn,
That's not even a troll.
It's gonna take her. It's gonna take her. It's gonna take her and Cardi to bring the New York feel back.
Nah, Cardi too old though. That's the other thing too.
Damn, that's crazy.
Cardi like what, 27, 28? Oh, she might.
That's insane. She not even 30 yet, and
I'm totally off on Cardi's age, but still,
all this technology.
We don't move the needle in that way.
That's crazy.
So
it's really
Jim
gonna
Jones
take...
saying that it sounds cool, but you gotta pull one of those youngins up. Fabio Foreign has an industry push, but he's unfortunately he doesn't have the star power of a Pop Smoke.
Right. And I feel like rest in peace Pop Smoke, had he not passed away,
that would be different.
He would have had the power to maybe unify New York.
Because he had the ability to do what like you want out of a mainstream rapper, right? You want them to bring the guys in, make girl songs, make club songs. Like you want them to kind of have that big trifecta, and he was able to do all that. He exemplified it.
Yep. And then from there, with having that star power, which was kind of similar to what a 50 Cent was back in the day, right?
That's why 50 took him in.
With him being able to collab with other New York artists, probably would have started restoring that feel. So, and who knows how long it's going to be before you get another artist to start bubbling like a Pop Smoke, because since he passed away, I haven't seen one. I thought maybe Fabio Foreign, but I don't know what happened there. So I don't know.
I don't know, man. You almost feel like, it's kind of dying out, which is kind of crazy to say, just for one, like, major sector of hip-hop. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. We'll see. But
Cardi is 30, by the way.
Oh, damn. See?
That's
crazy. She's old,
that's so
man.
crazy. That's crazy because being 30 is like being 70 in fucking hip-hop.
Well, we working on that, man. We working on the ageism thing, man. We working on that.
It don't make no sense, man.
I know. Well, speaking of something that doesn't make sense, we're still kind of talking about the Chris Brown controversy with the AMAs. Jermaine Dupri has kind of come out and said that this has been an attack on black music due to Chris Brown's performance being canceled abruptly for the American Music Awards. Kind of feels a little extreme. But Johnny, what do you have to say about this?
I watched the clip. I listened to what he said. Yeah. It was real short and sweet and to the point. But I was like, like it's unnecessary for you to say this. Like he said, if the American Music Awards canceled the Chris Brown performance, that means they canceled the 40th anniversary of Thriller, which means they canceled the Michael Jackson tribute. Black music, we in trouble. We in trouble. So, like, I mean, they didn't cancel the 40th anniversary of Thriller because the album still came out. The shit on vinyl. Thriller, the album, is back in the top, like, 40 or some shit at number 7, like, selling 37,000 copies. I just read that today. So, they didn't cancel Thriller. They just canceled the performance, which, I mean, still wild that they did that. But I'm trying to understand the reasoning for Jermaine Dupri saying this.
Yeah, that attack on black music is wild. That's why I said Jermaine Dupri can take something and be very, very extreme with it. But we're here at OS. Let's try to dive into it, right? I don't think it's necessarily an attack on black music. I think the music industry at large, because it's just a lack of stars, right? We've always said this. There's no fucking stars. Like, we're reaching for certain people to be stars when they're not necessarily made in that way. They're not cultivated. They're not artists developed. They're not, like we pluck people from the timeline and give them, that's why Sweetie, sold 2,000 records, like, because she has a big social media following with no talent, respectfully.
That's like, no. That's because people don't like her music. They like her, which is nothing wrong with that.
Like I said, there's no artist development. Like, she ain't tried to. I'm off there because I don't want to. Because if I, you start bashing women rappers, you misogynistic. That's crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's wild, right? But no, sticking to the point, I think there's just a lack of stars, and like when we look into like, we always looking for Beyonce to sell. Beyonce is closely creeping toward that. Well, no, she's always been there, but like that legend status where like no matter what she does, she's gonna be Beyonce. But who's the next person?
Yeah.
Who's the next person? Chris Brown has been kicked out of that conversation due to past transgressions.
Yeah.
That's why that would have never happened to anybody else, right?
Right.
And if they had the accolades Chris Brown had, if you took Chris Brown out of that and just said this person is an A-list superstar that can dance really well and is a clear student of the game of Michael Jackson, wants to do his tribute on this night, they would have did it, right?
That's true.
No ifs, ands, or buts about it.
No debate.
But that's what happens though. Like, I think there's just no star. So, like, we don't have kid stars anymore. We don't have, like, and I think, didn't he say something about his kids don't have something to listen to or something like that?
Did he?
Maybe I
didn't hear that in this clip.
Okay, maybe I'm just reaching on that one. But I thought I heard that.
Oh no, not in this particular clip that was on Instagram.
Okay.
And I thought maybe Chloe and Holly were going to be like the next up when it comes to that type of space, but they haven't broken up as a duo, but they have gone on to do their own thing. Yeah. Chloe, she's doing her solo music thing, and Holly, she's ventured into acting. Like, she's Ariel in the new Little Mermaid. So their career paths are venturing off into different paths. So I don't know.
And then I think what we define as a star, right? I think the definition of that has changed because you can do so much, right? Mm-hmm. It seems like you're not seemingly great at one thing. Like, Chloe can sing her ass off. She can play instruments. She can do all. She can dance. She can act. Like,
all of it.
But why does it feel like Chloe just like? Because I mean, she has hits.
You want the truth?
What?
It's her social media presence. I know, and I hate to say it, but that plays a part into what a star is today. Like, it's just true. You can't refute that.
You overshare.
Yeah.
To the point. And I don't know. These songs don't be hitting for me, but then again, they ain't got to hit for me. I'm not Chloe Bailey's target demo.
Right.
I should not be, going to buy a Chloe Bailey album. Because she is 22, 23, 24. I don't know. Yeah. She's somewhere in there.
Somewhere in the early to mid 20s. Yes. Somewhere up in there. So, yeah.
Now, if I listen to a female singer, I should be listening to her. I should be listening to Jasmine. I should be listening to,
True.
A little bit somebody a little bit more seasoned. Because at
least
as a guy, I can resonate with what that is.
Right.
Because we're in the same age range.
Right.
That's not for me. So that's the other thing about it. So who are the young goats out here? I don't know.
I have no idea. Shit, I thought it was her at one point, but she turned out to be way older than what she advertised.
Because this is her second career run. That's why.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
She was going by something else. I think she was going by a government name at first.
Shout out to her, man.
Yeah, shout out to her. But I don't think it's necessarily an attack on black music just because they decided to pull the plug on Chris Brown. Mm-hmm. Still, no matter what, right? No matter how we may feel about Chris Brown, these are situations that he put himself in. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, even though it's been 10, 11, 12 years, I'm not even sure anymore. But it's just part of the game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm
not saying it was right, though. I still think it was bullshit. But
100%. And I'm still hanging on to hope that another award show picks up that performance. It's crazy. The Soul Train Awards was this weekend. I didn't even know. That's crazy. Look, terrible advertisers. But anyway.
Hey, man, so much money goes into marketing.
For real.
Like, we didn't know.
Their budget was zero.
Until the highlights hit the time.
Man, what? Talk about Escape. Who knew Escape was getting a fucking award?
Who knew they was beefing? Like, I don't know. I don't be paying attention.
I might have saw like a hint of a beef. Like, one of them, I thought one of them actually left the group.
No, she did. Like, they getting ready to go on tour. Like, I think they got like a 25th anniversary joint going. Like,
but it's 3 to 4, right?
Yeah,
that's going. But all 4 of them was at the Soul Train Awards.
Well,
like that. Look,
listen.
Stay out of women's business. Look, exactly. Look. Stay out of women's business. That's crazy. Damn, that's a clip.
Exactly, man. But now let's try this one, right? We often get into these conversations about bots and numbers being played and the finesse game and juking the stats. Atlantic Records has been under fire, at least on YouTube, right, for juking YouTube numbers and definitely playing around with having bots respond to the YouTube commenters under like their big artists. So, Johnny, what do you think about Atlantic Records being under fire for this?
I'm not surprised. I feel like this is something that major studios, independent artists, I feel like a lot of artists do this. Like a lot of artists do this. So this isn't something that's really shocking or surprising to me. Yeah. I guess it's more shocking that they just calling out Don Toliver, because I feel like hella artists had this shit happen. So I don't know what it is about Don Toliver that people don't like, but
yeah, man.
Why call this out for him?
Right. I don't think Don Toliver's overstated. Listen, he is clearly like under the Travis Scott tree of music. So he's like a Travis Scott artist. So it's kind of like, you know what you're getting over there, but I don't know what the kids listen to. I listen to it. A song or two popped in my wheel. I was like, all right, cool. I'm going to keep those too.
Yeah.
But I'm not serious saying like Don Toliver's the best thing I've ever heard either.
But
then again, I'm not the demo. I don't buy albums. I don't even stream his YouTube music. I don't do that.
But my thing is, why does it, I guess to me, why does it matter that these bots are in the comments of the YouTube section?
Well, I don't know, man. It's like
are they trying to drive traffic to the YouTube videos?
Yes.
Or?
You see how YouTube comments can be like the comments, the engagement gets it gets it going and it keeps it into more algorithms. Mm-hmm. So you always want that to happen. You're trying to beat the algorithm, right?
Okay.
That
makes
so
you
want your artist to be in front of as many eyes as possible, and then you start to get, and YouTube, you can get a return on your investment from YouTube. So I'm pretty sure Don Toliver, with all due respect, does not own a good portion of his music.
Right.
So Atlantic wants to get their money back somehow, somewhere, and that comes to YouTube views. Yeah. So that's why they do the streaming farmhouses. We talked about this way back. This is not nothing new under the sun. Like, these artists, not to say they're not talented, but they have to be manufactured to a way to get the recoup money from their major labels. You know
what this kind of reminded me of though? Mm-hmm. Like, before the whole streaming and YouTube and all that, I feel like this is similar to when labels bought the albums of the artists. Mm-hmm. To say, our artist went platinum, our artist went gold. Like, I feel like this is the same thing. Mm-hmm. This is just more of a money driver for them. Because if you could get if you can trick the algorithm, more people see it, you get more views, you get more money. Like, it's all the same thing.
If you are a music artist, do you want your label to fight for you in that way?
Yeah, why not?
Oh, okay. No, I'm not saying that you're wrong or right in that. I was just like, if I'm an artist and I signed this crazy contract with you, right? I would do anything to get from under that. So if we got to juke these numbers, unfortunately, it doesn't necessarily speak to your music and your artistry. But then again, you want your music to be heard, right? Yeah. So that's the thing. Like, artists in these relationships, playlists. Shout out to Spence. We had that debate one time about playlist placement. Mm-hmm. All those things help you.
It all works. And yeah, I want the label, whatever tricks you need to do to boost my numbers, so when I go on tour, I can make my money, or whatever it is I need to do to make my money. Do that shit.
Because honestly, the only way the artist gets their money back is by doing those festivals and shows and stuff like that. Because Don Toliver is not big enough to do his own show unless it's like smaller venues. But if you're talking about Don Toliver on Rolling Loud, he probably gets a kick of that. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But, I mean, Don Toliver's not the only person they mentioned in the article. I think it was Roddy Ricch. I think, who else did they talk about? Roddy. It was like it was a slew of Atlantic artists, so it's not just Don Toliver in that.
Lil Uzi, Don Toliver, says other rappers.
And that's crazy because we think of Lil Uzi as one of the young ones, one
of the one gods, right?
Yeah, the one gods, right? Like, he outside with it, but
maybe Lil Uzi is one of the ones it really worked in favor for, because I've seen clips of Lil Uzi shows where he be going crazy.
And that's what I was about to say, right? Because all that stuff is cute, but how many asses can you put in seats? How many feats can you get to them festivals? And Lil Uzi is definitely a top biller when it comes to festivals.
Word. Because hasn't he headlined a few? Yeah.
Well, I mean, maybe not like he ain't there like a Coachella or some shit, but
still,
he close to doing it. Like, because like when I think of Lil Uzi, I don't think of rapper, even though I know he can rap. I think of him just like this big rock guy. Like, he's a godly presence on this stage, and a lot of people just fuck with his music in that way. Those kids will go out and stand there to see Lil Uzi perform.
Yeah, word. So, listen, I don't really see an issue with this. I've been seeing YouTube accounts get spammed in the comments since 05 when the fucking YouTube started. Yeah. So this is not really. It's not new. It's not
guess
new.
Because it's. I don't know. Like the only thing is right when it comes to like. I'll use this example, and then we can maybe if it we get off of it, right? But you know how NBA YoungBoy breaks a record every week, right?
Yeah.
That has something to do with YouTube numbers. Now, do you think inflated numbers gives you a piece of the conversation of all time stuff? Because you look up, they be like, oh, NBA YoungBoy has sold more records than, let's just say, Jay-Z. You know what I'm saying? I think that's actually been a headline, or Eminem, or something crazy like
something like that.
So Eminem, Jay-Z got stuff that you went to the store and bought.
Mm-hmm.
These are like digital records and like inflated numbers and streaming houses. Like, how do you compare that?
I'm not exactly sure, to be honest.
And that's where it gets hazy, right? But who am I to say NBA YoungBoy ain't great because he has clearly a young following. But then again, we just seen numbers from big rappers. Inflated.
Lowest the keys. NBA YoungBoy probably benefits off of the bots the most because I've heard he'll drop music videos on YouTube quite often actually, and like he gets probably like tens of millions of views in like 24 hours, and I think that's all because of bots. Who's going? But again, his music is not for me. I'm not the demo, right? So who am I to say it's actually not 10 million people going to watch this shit? Because I don't know. So never mind. Let me back up.
Right.
Let me retract.
But when you think about it, 10 million ain't really a lot these days. So
I'm in 24 hours though.
Oh,
we talking about 24 hours.
Okay,
that's a lot.
Yeah, that is.
Marvel fucking trailers don't get that, and them shit's 2 minutes, if that. We talking about what 3-minute music video. So listen,
if that,
right? I don't know.
Man.
My hands is up from this. I don't know,
but Johnny brought it out there, man. Marvel segment, blurred segment. Let's get into this real quick. I don't even think we're gonna be here long.
I don't think so either.
Blade has finally gotten his director hired. I forget the gentleman's name. Johnny will correct me on that. But he has done a few projects, and he's actually did one episode of Lovecraft Country. But the thing is, I don't like it because the headline was kind of misleading. They was like, Lovecraft Country director.
I saw that. Yep.
Is directing Blade. I was like, oh, he did the whole season? No, he did one episode.
One episode.
All right, that's what's up.
They faked us out.
All right. But Johnny, do you have faith in Marvel and their new hire for the Blade film?
Man, I don't know. I can't even lie. I have no idea. All I know is they got a director hire, right? They're rewriting the script as we speak. And the target is to start filming early next year so they can stick to their September 2024 release because it was delayed. So if they can actually get a script that everybody likes done by January, I guess, then we can stick to schedule. But I really feel like, and I really don't want to put this into the universe, but I really feel like this shit gonna get delayed again.
It needs to. Like I'd rather it get delayed than give me a trash product.
I mean,
because that's where we're going with all these little headlines, right? Like shout out to my guy. Like what else did he do? He did something else that
White Boy Rick,
I guess,
and something called 71.
Oh, okay.
It's certified fresh 96%.
Oh, that's what's up. and then one episode of Lovecraft. One episode.
The episode was fresh at 88%. I guess I'm assuming this is Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, the Rotten Tomatoes stuff. But that hey man, y'all gonna get me back on my high horse for just talking shit about Marvel films, man. Y'all gonna get me back there.
You can't do it. We gotta get Kane first.
This is nasty.
Listen, September of next year, September of 2023. Mm-hmm. We should know by then if this movie gonna be delayed again. Actually, we should know by like May.
I'm about to say we should know about May for real. Yeah, you right.
If they delay this one more time, I'm gonna start talking shit with you. Because you
gotta think about it, bro. Like, hey man, like you telling me we gonna get a quality script in 3 months. I'm not sure how long it takes to write scripts.
I don't either.
But I'm assume that when you just got hired, then we go bang out a script in 3 months. especially when he wasn't pleased with the last script.
joint,
so what are we doing?
That was only 90 minutes with 2 fight scenes.
And the problem, and this was like kind of tying into, I think we finished like my Out Wakanda Forever stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The reason I was like I can't give MCU films, or at least these comic book films, 5s is because they're too connected on other shit for it to matter.
Mm-hmm.
And good films don't do that. You know,
I see
like classic films, like classic films. Like you don't need reference material. You don't need to watch 6 films for it to make sense. Like you know what I'm saying?
I got you.
So this is going to be tied to a connected universe. Cool, great. But are you going to do a disservice to your main protagonist when you do that? And this is what we're getting. Like it's too much business and politics that fuck up these films sometimes. You know?
I think that we might need to save that for a topic in the
I
future.
got you.
No.
I got you.
I'm talking about what MCU films
could be
standalone movies.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, we can get to that.
I like that. Let's put a pin in that.
I got you. But just this is just like, okay, it has a tie to something. Mm-hmm. We got to make it at least 2 hours because it's not going to be an origin film, I imagine, because he already exists in the Marvel universe.
Right.
He's already there.
Yep.
So. Johnny,
Damn,
I'm trying to make it make sense, bro.
I got that right now. I don't like.
We'll get more.
Like
see, these notions and this is coming from stuff that has already happened. So I'm just trying to make it make sense.
I mean,
when more facts come out, okay, opinions can change. You know me. I'm standing on my soapbox now.
Of course.
When the trailer come out, I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, one of them.
That's hilarious. Listen, man, I mean, I'm happy they found a director. Now they can actually move forward. It's just I guess it's all on the script now. Like, can the script get done? Is the script going to be good when it's done? No. Like, that, damn.
I want to be, me. No, I don't see it.
See,
now that it's because we know the film is supposed to come out in September of 2024. No, like, just don't. If they never gave us a date, I would feel okay with this.
Right.
But the fact that you told me y'all crunching together a fucking film now, no.
Hey, yo.
No, I'm not going.
Hey, that's funny as hell. Listen, man.
I'm not going, bro.
Listen, I'm the one of the pod that likes to keep hope alive. So I'm holding on.
Now, I'm with you.
I'm holding on.
But if, we get to 2024 with the pod stuff, Lord willing. I was just saying. Ooh, this shit better not be trash.
No, big facts. I'm gonna come here with you.
This. I'm gonna say I've been saying this shit for 2 years. This shit better be trash. Because this is looking bad, bro. Like that's what I'm saying. This shit looking horrible.
Of course they do this to a movie with the black lead. It's fucked up. And since I mentioned black leads in MCU movies, Captain America. Mm-hmm. Anthony Mackie is playing Captain America. Sam Wilson. Yeah. I better see y'all out there in fucking Stars and Stripes. No, just playing. No, I was joking.
I'm showing them like Jewels. What you talking about?
No. That's what I'm talking about. No, I like that. In a New York hat. I like it. Wait, it's another one. Blade. It's the other black. It's the other black lead. Never mind. I mean, Monica Rambeau gonna be in the Marvel, so I mean, I'm just trying to get black people out in droves like they did for Wakanda Forever.
Nah, you know what? I want them wokies to stay away from these. You know what I'm saying? Like,
these are true MCU joints. I understand the lure around Black Panther and what the character means to people.
Niggas was doing praise dances and shit outside.
I saw that.
I was
that's
gonna be
crazy.
Niggas doing praise dances.
I couldn't believe my eyes. Like, yo. All right, real quick before we get out of here on MCU stuff. Did you see the Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special?
No, I haven't.
Okay. All right. Never mind. We'll say that for whenever.
Okay. Now, is that
it's a special presentation.
Okay. Is it a series or is it like a film?
It's
a
short story, short film. It's 44 minutes.
Oh,
kind of like the Werewolf by Night joint.
Okay.
Same.
I'll watch it. Then maybe we can kind of get something out for the people by then.
That'll work.
By then.
All right. Cool. All right, shit, that's it then.
Hey, man, we have reached the end of our OS docket. Johnny, what do you have for the people?
If you're on YouTube, we appreciate you for rocking with us this long. Yes. Hit that like button, subscribe button. Share this with your people. Hit the comment section. Let us know about any of the topics we discussed today. And we'll catch y'all next week.
Yes, sir.
Now, if you are on YouTube, I'm sorry, if you're on audio.
You are now listening to Oversaturated, the podcast hosted by Johnnie and Ralph. Now let's get it.